Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to X-Men Children of the Atom, issue number 4 by Joe Casey and Paul Smith. There's no number 4 on this cover. I just looked it intensively, but there is just no number 4. But it says on the inside here. Anyway, oh yeah, we got another penciler. I mean, the other one was, oh man, I forgot his name. Jesus. Never mind, I don't want to dwell on it too much. But, these are the people that worked on this book. And I must say, the art is very, how do you say, similar to the other artists. Why am I forgetting? This is Steve Root. Jesus Christ, yeah, I'm sorry. So it looks very like Stephen Root, but also a little bit not. But I didn't notice that at the beginning because the styles look so similar. And the art looks pretty cool. So we have Scott here. Scott has been saved by Professor Xavier, and I believe he's working on Cerebro, right? And he's talking about, the past events. And basically Scott says, hey, dude, thanks for having me, but, I just don't want to be here. I just want to be normal. And, but Xavier says, well, this is a wall of text, by the way. So we skip all of that. And he says, well, basically you can be normal because you are mutants. And Scott says, hey, I'm starting getting these headaches in the orphan back in Nebraska. I ran away and my eyes went nuts. Fell with Jack. He took me to a doctor, got these glasses. Now, I like this part. He says, don't look at the floor when you talk to me. I'm right here. Look at me. Yeah, back in the day, in the 60s, 70s, what was it from the 60s? Maybe the 70s. I'm not entirely sure anymore. I believe the 60s, but or the 70s. Doesn't matter. Professor Xavier was a hard man. He's stern, he's firm, right? And he is, teaching these kids how to live in this world, right? So he's using exactly this language to have a to show that he knows what he's talking about. He's the adult, and these kids needs to listen to him, right? That was back in the day. Now, when I want to say something, let's bite my tongue because I don't want to talk about modern stuff, right? And so we move on, and Scott says, yeah, I don't know, man. I just want to live normal, and he says, well, you are not normal. Get used to it, Scott. I know you can hear me. So yeah, he's a little bit of an ass here, but still. And then we go to that William Metzger, he's the villain of this story. And he looks a little bit different. His haircut is different. It looks a little bit more, I don't know, Anthony Stark. Father of Tony Stark. And then Agent Duncan is coming here. And it seems that Metzger has come to the FBI with this goon. And Duncan says, hey, what are these guys here? So he gets in the face of his superior, right? And he says, but Metzger says, hey, well, basically he wants to work with him, with the FBI, because he thinks that the mutants are a threat to national security, and he has brought a lot of evidence. And if they are, coming together, then they can do great things, stuff like that. So Duncan says, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? And so Bossman says, all right, what is it? I can't believe we're talking to this guy. Did we really come to us, or was it vice versa? You need to put aside your personal feelings about this man and look at the bigger picture. You mean a picture of the inevitable witch hunt that you plan on conducting? The man has a list, enemies list. So he says, enough. This decision is not debatable. Remember that I'm still your boss. And so yeah, and then he walks away, right? Ads. So a little bit more talking about Duncan and Xavier here as, going to the Drake family, and they are doing a little bit of a bonding, right? And speaking about, events that's probably going to happen, the witch hunt. So Duncan comes here and he says to Bobby's parents. There was Bobby before he was gay, by the way, because he was never gay, but modern comics made him gay. So, and you can see here that his parents really loved him. While in modern comics, they say, well, are you gay? So you must be a freak, right? Just because, well, that's not entirely true, because there was a certain point in time that parents were afraid of him, but, they are still loving him, right? And So Metzger comes here and he says, hey, let's hope we can solve this case. And then Xavier comes here and at this frozen garage. And then he talks to Bobby, and he talks about that he knows what he's feeling, and that he talks about his experience of being or becoming a mutant when his power first manifested, and then Bobby comes out, trusting Professor Xavier. So basically, this getting the band together, and also we're getting introduced to Magneto, who was also trying to get his mutant band together, but this is the guy that hates mutants. He became a mutant, and he's hungry and he's in the dumpster. And so Magneto wants to recruit him, right? But then this guy says, no way, man. You're a mutant, and I hate mutant. And he can feel his pain and all this stuff, and he throws garbage at him. And then Magneto says, insolent whelp. And he says, I'll kill you, Mutie. You're not ready, he says. And that makes you of no use to me. This is the mercy I would never show Homo sapiens. Mercy? Mercy, what's happening to me? And then he's just flying away. So maybe he comes back in issue 5 or 6. We don't know, because there's 6-issue limited series, more ads. And so then we go to the Greys. And yeah, they talk about, Jean. And he says, well, I told her about the school. Told her it would be best if she attended. So that's it then, her parents say. Not exactly. Have you talked about this? We have, Charles. The hardest thing for a father to do is to let go of their children. Yeah, I like this. This is a little bit more heartfelt. The art is very nice. And but Xavier says, well, in the end, it's her decision. So she doesn't want to go. Well, she just stays here. But we all know that's not going to happen. Meanwhile, in some kind of a secret FBI location paid with tax money, there is some kind of a secret facility working on something. And there is a guy that needs to go through some changes. And that is this guy, this mutant-hating bully called Arthur. And Arthur is very excited to go through this procedure, because now he has the chance to kill some mutants, right? And so Bossman from the police says, hey, let's not get maniacal. What we're talking about here is deterrence. Sometimes you have fight fire with fire. Despite the secrecy of this operation, I doubt any would argue with our intent to balance the scales. Well, dude, you are a sucker, because Metzger is duping you. Because you are too blind to see it. Anyway, so he says, hey, how do we find the mutants? Well, we have this guy. This guy is, through this whole book, he is hating mutant as well, but he's just a normal guy. And he saw his friend turn into a mutant. And so Chad knows where the mutants are. Or basically, he knows one mutant. He's probably ratting out his friend, the dumpster guy earlier. So the Greys are talking then, her father talks with Jean, and Jean is thankful for the loving care that she got from the Greys, from her mom and dad, right? And again, like I said, I love that. It's more like a human side of Jean Grey before she became an insufferable, in the later comics, and basically in the newer comics, right? There's always something about her that I didn't like later on. And she was nice at the beginning. I liked her. But at some point, I don't know, she became just a total different person. But that's just me, right? But it's nice to see her in her early days and, show some more human and lovable personality. And then we have this TV talk show debate that we are, seen a couple of times. And we have Reed Richards in here, along with other celebrities and Metzger. So this TV host says, hey, okay, I have a copy of the Militia Press, which Mr. Metzger publishes. I've been following your various TV appearances, and I must say I'm amazed at the adept you are spreading this message of hate. So, well, Bill, I know your job is inside argument, but to confuse my reaction to the greatest threat humanity have ever faced with simple-minded hatred is truly misguided. Is it? I don't know. After all, we're talking about a war here. And in war, one must fight to win. If your children were threatened, if your children's children were threatened, I wonder what your reaction would be then. Care to feel on that one, Bill? Warren here is in his mansion, and then he looks outside, and then he wonders what's going on because he sees some light, right? And then also Reed Richards chimes in about the whole mutant debacle. So he looks outside, and people found him. People know that he is a mutant. So he's getting attacked. Well, this debate is still going on, right? And Metzger's talking about the survival, human survival and all that stuff, right? And he gladly leads. Is going to take charge in this. Well, he's not saying witch hunt, but actually it is, right? Because this is what's happening. Warren gets attacked. These guys come in, wants to kill him. You see Warren scared, attacks in a desperate attempt. Attacks his attacker, and then, the other guy gets the better of him, and he says, "Nice wings, freak. We love being right." And before anything happens, this is happening, and Professor Xavier shut this guy down, and then he talks to, just like he talked with Iceman, that, well, hey, listen, are you trying to stay here in your parents' mansion, or maybe you can get us out of here because it's getting really hot in here. So yeah, he's nowhere to go. So Warren goes with Professor Xavier, and that's it. I'm sorry, I thought there was one extra left, but no. So yeah, this is, like I said, gathering the gang. That's why we see all these, all the X-Men together. So yeah, it's more like a. Is it? I'm not sure if it's a filler, but it's not really. It moves the plot a little bit forward. So this is more like an in-between book, and that leads us to issue 5 and 6, probably with more Magneto. Things are getting heated. So I wonder where this is going. And yeah, that's it for the review today, guys. Stick around for the next issues. See you later. Bye-bye.